Let's talk about how to run an Instagram ad from start to finish. Let's do it. Alright guys, what's happening? So we're now inside the computer and I'm going to walk you through step by step how you guys can run your first Instagram ad. So what I've actually done now is I'm first showing you guys the Facebook ads guide, because what's important to know when you start running Instagram ads is to get your measurements right and to get the right image ratios from the get. So on this page here, we can see that it is for Instagram stories I've just selected that the image ratios are 9:16 and 16:9:4:5. So if you guys want to find this, you can literally just go to Facebook ads guide, and then you can just click on Instagram stories to find all of this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk you guys through how exactly you're going to advertise. So what I want you guys to do is go to facebook.com and then start from there. So as you guys know, obviously if you're going to advertise on Facebook, you have to go to Facebook Business Manager on the back end, and then from Facebook you can then advertise through Instagram. Obviously this is because not so long ago Facebook acquired Instagram for millions, and now they've given you the option to advertise on Instagram through the Facebook platform. So what we're going to do is on the top right hand side, we're going to click the drop down arrow, and you're going to go all the way down to where it says create ads, and you're going to click on that for me. Now what that's going to do is going to open up the back end of Facebook on the Business Manager. And guys, don't worry if this looks confusing, don't worry about a thing, because I'm going to show you everything to you step by step. So what's good about this is that when you think of advertising, you have to think of advertising in terms of objectives. So for example, I always tell clients and friends and family, whatever, that you should never ever boost a Facebook post, and you should never ever promote a post on Instagram. Here's why, and hear me out. Because when you do this, you're sort of just wasting money, because you're just spreading it out to a large area of people, and people that aren't necessarily interested are going to see it. And also you can't control the outcome of this ad, because you can't drive a boosted or promoted post to another website, you can't drive signups, you can't drive them back to your profile. So there's a lot of limitations. So I always say to never ever boost a post on Facebook and never ever promote a post on Instagram, and this is going to be the best way for you guys to do it. So for example, when you run an Instagram ad, what's important to know is, what is your objective? What do you want to do? Do you want to get people to comment? Do you want people to watch your video? Do you want to send people to somewhere outside of Instagram, to a website or to a sign-up page, for example? So when you're doing this, it's important to know what you want to do, and then you choose your marketing objective accordingly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a traffic ad to show you guys. So a traffic ad can be used in two ways. It can be used to drive people to your website or to a landing page, or it can be used to drive people back to your profile. So what I sometimes like to do is to do an Instagram story ad, which then people click on or swipe up, and that drives people straight to my profile so they can engage with my content and follow me. So that's what I'm going to show you guys how to do right now. So once you've clicked on traffic ad, you're going to scroll down and choose your campaign name. So just choose something that you'll recognize. So this can be story ad to profile, just something like that, something that it's easy to recognize and something that you'll remember. If you haven't run an ad before on Facebook or Instagram, it'll say something like set up ad account. You'll just click on that, and what you'll do is you'll fill in the details as they are applicable to you. So I'm currently in South Africa, so my current country is there, my currency is South African rands. I'm just going to switch that to dollar, just so it's easy for you guys to understand, and my time zone is Johannesburg. I'm going to click continue. So now what you're going to do is, this is where you get into the amazing and interesting part of Facebook, and that's in your targeting. Instagram and Facebook are unbelievably accurate in targeting because they have so much information about us. It is honestly an advertiser's dream when it comes to advertising. So you guys would then click on website, depending on where you're gonna drive people to. You're going to leave out dynamic creative, you're going to leave out offer. You're going to scroll down, you're going to leave out custom audience, and you're going to scroll down to where it says location. So I'm currently in South Africa. So let's say, for example, you are a coffee shop, or you are just a personal brand, or you have a client that's a business. What you're actually going to type in here is you're going to type in either your physical location or the area you'd like to advertise in. So I'm just going to say my area, and that is Sandton. So Sandton is in the province of Gauteng, and as you can see, it gives you then two options. You can also set the distance, so the radius around where you have dropped your pin for your location. So I'm going to say 10 miles. And what you can see on the right hand side, when you start to change it and adjust it, your potential reach starts to change accordingly. So my potential reach now is 1.4 million people, which is quite broad. So I'm going to use the example of, let's say I am a coffee shop. So I don't want to be so broad and advertise so many people. So I'm going to start to change my criteria to fit my dream audience and my customers that come to my coffee shop. So I know my coffee shop is usually 35 to, let's say for example, 55, and it's usually women that come to my coffee shop. And you start to see on the right hand side that your potential reach is now a lot lower. It's 210,000 people, which is much better. You would then select your language, so I'm going to go for English, and you guys would literally just fill in your information as you see fit. So we're then going to scroll down, and you can see how that's changed my audience size on the right hand side. Then you get something which is detailed targeting. So this is where you start to really get in depth and start to target people based on their interest and based on the behavior. Now, as you can imagine, the possibilities here are endless. So you really need to think of who do you want to see this ad, and what are they interested in? What do they like? What are their personality types, psychographics and demographics? And then you can choose accordingly. So let's say for my coffee shop, it's targeted to ladies who have a little bit more money. So I'm going to then type in, let's say for example, Zara clothing, a retailer, and because it's a coffee shop, I'm going to type in coffee shops in the area. So I'm going to say like Starbucks, for example. I'm going to say I know if it's a fancy coffee shop, they wouldn't really like Dunkin' Donuts, but I'm just going to put that in anyway, just to give you guys an example. And as you can see, as you start to select your interests, you can see that your audience size starts to decrease. So a suggestion I always make is that when you're doing this detailed targeting, it's good to do about 4 or 5 interests, but don't get too detailed in your targeting. If you are a personal brand or you want a lot of people to see you, then you can make your area and your radius a lot wider, and you can make your interest more targeted because it won't bring your audience size lower and lower. In my opinion, an audience size of 18,000 people is not big at all, and after day 4 or 5, your targeting will start to decrease a little bit. So choose interests that you know that will fit your customer, but don't make your audience size too small because you get too targeted, and then after day 4 or 5, your ad starts to go to the same person twice. So keep your interest fairly low for now. So then what you're going to do, this is the most important part, ladies and gentlemen, most important part. So Facebook always sets placements as automatic, and this means that it'll go to your Facebook feed, Facebook in stories, but we don't want to do that. We just want to advertise just on Instagram, and for this example, we're going to advertise just on Instagram stories. So we're going to click on here where it says edit placements, and we're going to scroll down, and we're going to deselect Facebook. So it deselects all of Facebook. We are going to deselect audience network. We're going to deselect Messenger, and then all we're going to leave is Instagram feed and Instagram stories. What I usually recommend is to do a separate ad for Instagram stories and a separate ad for Instagram feed. If you have a video, obviously your dimensions are going to be different on feed and stories, so I would optimize for both. So let's say for example you had a video of yourself talking on stories. I would have a shorter video of 15 seconds saying, hey, have you heard of my coffee shop? I really think you guys should come to it, and the first cup of coffee is on me. Because on Instagram stories you only get 15 seconds to advertise. Then on Instagram feed you get 60 seconds to advertise. So I would usually suggest using a different creative for both. So for this example, I'm just going to use the example of advertising on Instagram stories. So you're just going to leave that open. So now you're telling Facebook that I just want to advertise to these people and through Instagram stories. And ladies and gentlemen, from my experience in the past of advertising, Instagram stories at the moment are extremely cheap, and you can reach a lot of people. And the reason why that is because obviously everybody's jumping to Facebook to advertise, and that pushes the price up. But Instagram stories is still quite undiscovered, and it's not very used at the moment, and your opportunity to reach a lot of people for a small price is very good at the moment. So Instagram stories, I highly recommend that you guys should be utilizing it. Then you're going to scroll down to your daily budget. So So ladies and gentlemen, I just went and changed my location to a different city, just to New York, just to show you this example. So what you'll see now is how my estimated daily results has been changed. So I know if I spend $200 a day, I'm going to reach between 974 to 6,100 people per day. And of these people, around 5 to 29 people are going to click the link. Now, obviously, this is quite expensive because how the bidding on Facebook and Instagram works is the more people advertise in a certain area, obviously it's more expensive. So if I had to spend this amount of money in Johannesburg, obviously I would reach probably 10 times more people because there's not too many people advertising in my city. So it's all relevant to your city and the amount of people that are advertising in your city and advertising to your demographic that you've set. So for $200 a day, you're going to reach between 1,000 to 6,100 people and get around 5 to 29 link clicks. So ladies and gentlemen, what you'll then do is you'll click continue. And now we're going to go into the part where we go to the ad creative. So your ad creative consists of your writing and your copywriting and your actual image or video. So you can see on the top here, my Facebook page is Kyle's Coffee Shop. So I'm just going to leave that out, but what I'm going to select is, usually it would say on the right hand side, there we go, add an Instagram page. So you would then just add your Instagram account, or you can create a new account as well, which will take 2 seconds. So I'm just going to assume that my Instagram account is linked over there. And then this will give you 2 options. So because I'm just advertising in Instagram stories, it gives you these 2 options. Usually it's more on the Instagram feed, but it gives you the option of advertising a single image or a video, or you can advertise a carousel, which is when you swipe from right to left, it gives you different pictures and different options, which is really great. So for this example, I'm going to use a single image and I'm going to scroll down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to upload your image. So obviously using the guide that I gave you guys in the beginning of the section, you're going to use that image and those image specs to then crop and format your photo so it's completely optimized for Instagram story, and then you're going to upload it over here. A quick tip I want to give you guys is to go to canva.com. I covered this in an earlier video, and canva.com gives you the options to actually gives you the templates. So all you need to do is upload your photo, and then you can actually crop and optimize your image in canva.com, and it's super easy, so you guys should definitely check that out. So for this example, I'm just going to use a stock image. So it gives you the option to use a stock image or to upload your own photo. I'm just going to use this image over here. I usually recommend not using stock photos, reason being because people are so programmed to see an ad and it's so subconscious that they usually just swipe over an ad immediately, especially if it's like a high quality stock image photo. But use something of something of you and something that will capture people's attention and really get their interest for them to take the action that you want them to do. So what then we'll do, as you can see here on the bottom right hand side, it gives you an ad preview. So that's what my Instagram story ad will look like. If it was in the feed, it would look similar, but obviously I just selected Instagram stories. So what I'm going to do now is it's going to say select the link type for your ad over here on the left hand side. So what we're going to do is you can either drive traffic from Instagram story to your website or to a landing page or to your profile. So what I'm going to do for this example is I'm just going to make drive traffic to my profile. So what you can do is on your laptop, go to your Instagram account and go to your home page and then copy that link URL and then paste it over here where it says website URL. And then that will then drive traffic when they swipe up. As you can see there, it says learn more. What you can actually do is when they swipe up, it takes them straight to your profile so they can either follow you and also like and engage with your content. So I'm just going to say instagram.com and then put my Instagram in there as an example. And there you go. So over here, you'd obviously put the text in. What I usually recommend, and obviously everyone's got their own way, I usually recommend keeping it short and giving a hook almost that people are interested to swipe up. So I'm just going to say, for the most amazing coffee in Sandton, swipe up now. So obviously if you're advertising, you're going to put a lot more thought into this and a lot more copywriting skills to really get people to want to swipe up. But this is just an example. So that's perfect. That's what the ad will look like. So when someone's scrolling through Instagram stories, they see this ad They see, okay, Carl's Coffee Shop in Santon, swipe up, and then it'll take them straight to my profile for them to engage with my content. Then on the left hand side, you've got an option for your call to action. You have apply now, watch more, listen now. Usually in the past, what works best is learn more or get offer. So I'm just going to keep it to learn more. Over here, I'm going to click on show advanced options. And that gives you URL parameters, which you can leave out, and your Facebook pixel, which I actually cover in my advanced Facebook strategies video. So ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much how you do it. That's how you run an Instagram ad from start to finish. You can see that it's not too complicated. And what I usually do before I click confirm, I usually click on review. What that does is it gives you all information about your ad. You scroll over it one more time to make sure everything's perfect, and then you click confirm. So you can see it's a story ad. The objective is traffic. Our ad set name is there. Our location, obviously I changed it now to New York. Instagram stories, and a $200 daily budget. We've got the image there, and there's our text. And ladies and gentlemen, what you would then do is you click confirm. And if you're advertising for the first time on Instagram or on Facebook, it usually takes around 30 minutes to 3 to 5 hours to get accepted. It goes into a review process, and afterwards it gets approved, and then your ad will start showing to people. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope this tutorial wasn't too confusing. I hope it made sense. I hope it helps you guys. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.